Alright, hoops heads, let's talk about something that's got the entire basketball world buzzing. It's got rivalries, it's got hometown drama, and it's got a whole lot of money changing hands. I'm talking about the Caitlin Clark effect, the Angel Reese response, and the WNBA's wild ride to newfound stardom. We saw this headline right, the Mystics moving their games against the Fever to Baltimore, Angel Reese's backyard. Is it a calculated move, a cash grab, or is it a setup for some serious on-court fireworks? Stick around because we're diving deep into the layers of this story. This isn't just about basketball, it's about legacy, marketability, and the changing landscape of women's sports. For those who might be new to the party, let's rewind a bit. Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese, two names that have become synonymous with college basketball's explosive growth. Their rivalry, which reached a fever pitch during the NCAA championship, was more than just a game. It was a cultural phenomenon. Remember that gesture from Reese toward Clark at the end of the championship game? And if it was a man doing this to a woman, what the reaction would be. That moment ignited a debate that transcended the court, sparking conversations about race, class, and sportsmanship. Now, fast forward to the WNBA, and that rivalry is being repackaged, rebranded, and sold to the masses. The Mystics moving their games to Baltimore is just the latest chapter in this saga. Let's dissect this Baltimore move, the official line. To accommodate more fans, okay, sure, but let's be real, this is about Caitlin Clark. The WNBA hasn't seen this level of buzz around a rookie since. Well, maybe ever. Ticket sales are through the roof, TV ratings are climbing, and suddenly, everyone's a WNBA fan. And the Mystics, like every other team, want a piece of that pie. This is not a shot at Angel Reese, who is good, but it seems the WNBA wants to push this rivalry more than it actually is. Do you really think if you put any top WNBA player against Clark, the stadium would fill up? What do you guys think? And it's not just Baltimore. Remember the Caitlin Clark billboard in Chicago? The Windy City, home of Angel Reese and the Sky, talk about throwing down the gauntlet. Chicago fans understandably felt a little salty. But here's the thing, that billboard wasn't just about promoting Clark. It was about capitalizing on the overall interest in the WNBA. Clark is a draw, plain and simple. She brings eyeballs, and eyeballs bring dollars, let's be clear. Now, here's where things get a little sensitive. Let's talk about the difference between performance and notoriety. Angel Reese is a fantastic player, a rebounding machine, and a force to be reckoned with. But let's be honest, her fame, to a certain extent, is fueled by her rivalry with Clark. Remember that national title game? First thing she does after winning is mocking Clark and not celebrating with her team. Is that a diva move? Now the Sky fans that are convincing themselves she is the future are scrambling. Clark is selling out arenas, and the Sky fans are left wondering if Reese is the player they think. Look, there's nothing wrong with self-promotion, but you gotta back it up on the court. And right now, Clark is rewriting record books and redefining what it means to be a WNBA superstar. Let's talk numbers. People, before Caitlin Clark, the WNBA had seen incremental growth. Since her arrival, viewership is up 400%. 400%, that is insane. The Indiana Fever are accounting for 45% of all broadcast values in the WNBA last season, and merchandise sales are skyrocketing. And you know whose jersey is at the top of the charts? Caitlin Clark's. The numbers don't lie. This isn't about hate, this is about facts. Clark is moving the needle. No, scratch that, she is the needle. The Chicago Sky are in a tough spot. They have to market Reese as their star, but every time Clark comes to town, she steals the show. Packed arenas, jersey sales, viral highlights, it's all about Clark. Reese's supporters can talk about culture all they want, but culture alone doesn't pay the bills. This is a business, and right now, Caitlin Clark is driving the bus. Do you think that the Chicago Sky thought that Reese would be the draw that Clark is? The Indiana Fever are up 500%. What is this guy? Akal Amana hit the nail on the head. In the 5 days leading up to the draft, Caitlin Clark generated more revenue for the WNBA than they would have made in the next 5 years without her. That's not hyperbole, that's a fact. Viewership, revenue, marketing. Caitlin Clark is delivering on all fronts. Teams see what she's doing for Indiana, and they all want a piece of the action. I haven't seen any other player that does this. This league has never commanded this level of national attention before, and it's not because Angel Reese is pulling down rebounds. It's because Caitlin Clark's presence alone elevates regular season games into primetime spectacles. She's converting casual watchers into dedicated fans. Let's talk about the excuses. When Reese struggles, it's always something. She's young, she needs more time, she's still adjusting. Meanwhile, Clark is getting triple-teamed, hacked on every possession, and still putting up elite numbers. The difference, one player gets excuses, the other just proves it night after night. This is a business, people. Speaking of proving it, the preseason game against Brazil was sold out in 36 minutes. Tickets for the game were upwards of $4,500. Reese's fans are shouting, why isn't Angel getting the same treatment? The simple answer is, she's not Caitlin Clark. Clark is selling out 10,000-seat arenas in minutes. Every city turns into a marquee event. Tickets soaring. Opposing teams are moving games to bigger venues just to accommodate the overwhelming demand to see her in action. It's crazy, and it's all because of one person, and I love it. Reality check. Nobody is moving games for Angel Reese. Nobody is scrambling to find bigger venues because demand is through the roof. There are levels to this, and Clark's impact is real, measurable, and unstoppable. Oh man, I gotta talk about the owner of the Washington Mystics. Sheila Johnson really thought she made a statement with that speech about Caitlin Clark. She stood there preaching about how the media needs to spread the attention around, acting like she was championing the underappreciated stars of the WNBA. Fast forward a few weeks, and suddenly her team is moving their games to a bigger arena because of Caitlin Clark. The Mystics owner says that the entire WNBA should be on the cover of Time magazine. Why weren't they selling out games before? 1 minute you're giving lectures about giving other players their due, and the next you're counting up Caitlin Clark ticket profits like you just hit the jackpot in Vegas. The hypocrisy is screaming. Like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so that you never miss out. Click the video on the screen. See you.